Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb in Sfat. I want to share with you how I embody in movement the counting of the Omer between the second day of Pesach and Shavuot. This is now the week of Shavuot. We're in Hod Sheba Malchut, which is the 47th day of the Omer count. This is Hod. I'm representing as a reminder for myself by wearing an orange top for Hod and a brown skirt with some orange in it for Malchut. And on my head, since today is the third day of the week, the normal energy is Tiferet, I'm wearing a green scarf for that reminder, and a Kohen blessing necklace to also remind me the connection between Kohanim and Hod, Aaron and Hod, and the role of the priest, the Kohanim, in our tradition of being able to channel God's energy through ritual into this plane of Malchut, this world of Asiya, of God's presence here and manifested in this physical plane. And Aaron is known for being able to help people who are in conflict resolve it, because he could yield to knowing other people's perspectives and seeing it, and be able to refine his language, refine his way of interacting with people so that they would hear him. This is part of Hod. And it also has to do a lot with thankfulness, with gratitude, with a sense of being gifted in this world with such splendor and way of connecting with each other, that we know we're part of a greater whole, and we respect and hold dear other people's perspectives, be able to understand where they're coming from, so we refine our interaction in that way. Malchut, God's presence, sense of sovereignty, nobility, of being here now, really, that Hashem is breathing us at every moment. Every moment is a new possibility in this world for action, and being able to have our self with a capital S in charge of how we're acting in the world, and refining that action, that whole process of helping ourselves know how to unblock and take off the incrustations that block God's flow into this world, and our way, our particular unique way of channeling God's energy. So all of that's part of today. And then with the green on top reminding me this is the natural day of balance and harmony and beauty and alignment with Hashem's will. So all these different ideas are coming through in terms of my mental soul, but there's an emotional level to this fixing that has to happen today as well, and how I am in community, and a physical level of keeping myself grounded and centered and knowing who I am, even as I have empathy for other people and their points of view. So the movements, Hod is a Kubutz movement, and it's the vowel with the 3 dots in a row, centering first so I know my own center, going to my left hand out farther, right hand across my body for the 2nd dot, and the 3rd dot is my mouth, and I go, ooh. Sometimes I just go to the left, because Hod has to do with the left hip and thigh, and down the leg, so it's ooh. Sometimes I turn in different directions. Ooh, then my right hand would be farther out in front of these incredible orange blossoms behind me. Ooh. And sometimes I do it in front of myself. Ooh, and I change hands. Ooh. Pattern of being flexible and recognizing many, many perspectives. So when I combine it with Malchut, Malchut is the breath. Malchut is waiting for Hashem to breathe me, just being in that totally receptive place of receiving God's breath. And the very act of breathing is the world of Asiya, of action. And it allows me, God's breath allows me to act in this world, and that sense of God's presence at all times. My feet are shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. My knees are slightly bent. The earth is holding me up, and I'm hanging from a string. It's the basic posture. So I'm going to combine these two 3 times, one for each level of soul, one for Nefesh, for the physical world, which also includes there's spiritual Nefesh and animal Nefesh, that we're looking to unlock our vital energy at its very roots, and its roots come from Hashem. So this is what the breath reminds us of, and our Ruach energy of communication and connectedness to others, and how we behave, whether it's with openness or with the strength of setting proper boundaries, a sense of purposefulness, balance and harmony and all that. All of these aspects are part of my Ruach. And then the Neshama has to do with understanding, with the intellect, without an emotional attachment. And I need to pray. I pray that I may know how to refine how my awareness and how I observe things, so I don't prejudice what I'm seeing, and that I really take in the reality that is and work from there, and notice parallels and a sense of patterns and the details, and appreciate the details. Hod is a lot about the aesthetic quality and appreciating the beautiful flowers and the green and the whatever's going on, finding that place of appreciation and gratitude. So let's do the movements. Ooh. 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 Those are the 3 pairs. I've been showing you the letters within the middle verse of Psalm 67, which is said after we make a blessing on counting the Omer. And that middle verse has 49 letters, and we're now in letter 47, which is a Samech. So the Samech is almost like a circle. And this is how I do it. I step to the side and bring one hand across and bring it all the way over and drop it on its side it came from, and the other hand comes up and crosses. So it's kind of like a V here with a line across the top. And then I continue around. And I can bring it to a close, or I can actually do like a windmill on each side. So I come up, make a Samech on this side, continue around here, and each hand is circling to emphasize the circle of the Samech. Samech holding me, hugging me. And I'm rocking from side to side, and my feet are parallel, and I'm moving from side to side. The Samech. And that's the 47th letter in the middle verse of Psalm 67. And then to embody the number of the day, 47, I do a Mem. Stand back a little bit so you can see my feet. I do half a step forward, I dip and come up. and over and into myself and close. That's a Mem. Mem with a Zayin. The Zayin is coming up. And my head goes under my right arm here at an angle. And then my fingers point forward. I draw that energy into myself and down. And I'm alternating my feet. My left heel comes off, my right heel, my left heel, and down. I can do it to each side. Go to the other side would be seen from the back. So alternating my feet. So that's Mem Zayin together, 47. Mem. Zayin. Other side. Mem. And then Zayin. When I do my own practice, I usually alternate sides and alternate feet as I start. Then there's the number of weeks and days. So this is the 6th week. I'm going to do the collecting Vav and just do it straight down. So it's 6 weeks and 5 days is a Hey. So I step back for the Hey, bring my hands up to shoulder height, point my toe under my knee, and bend my head within my hands. Then I put my heel down and rock forward. If I were doing repetitive Heys, this is what it would look like. It's a simple Hey. And then bringing my foot back. So again, 6 weeks and 5 days of the Omer. So I bless us all with a sense of the splendor, the incredible reality that we live in, yielding to that reality in a way that we recognize what we need to be thankful for and refine our way of interacting with others with a sense of empathy for them, knowing our own boundary, what we've learned before, our own boundaries, our own sense of purposefulness within that, refining our message as artists in the world, and each of us is an artist for our own soul, in a very grounded, centered way, and feeling at all times connected to God's presence. Tiferet, this natural energy of today, is very much aligning ourselves with God's will, our will with God's will. So I bless us success in our journey here on the 47th day of the Omer Count.